Hey, welcome back to another video. Sorry if I seem a bit out of it, bit of in pain on my hip, but instead of just lying down all day, I wanted to do a couple videos requests like this one. This was a paid request from Mr. Blockworld. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, random topics, movie reviews, reactions like this, whatever the case may be. PayPal's the best way to do it. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And plus, this will keep me distracted from the pain. Yeah, don't even ask me what happened. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But another string of AI-made posters, thanks to Mr. Blockworld. And he wanted me to get my reaction on them. So thank you so much, man. Very kind of you, generous, and your time, your patience, and for the request, thank you. These are fun to do. These are very fun and interesting to do. So first off, we have 2061, which I never read it, but I know that was the third book of the 2001 A Space Odyssey series. Considering all the sequels, all the legacy sequels or stuff of that nature, I am surprised they have not done sequels to 2001, because you had 2010, which I enjoyed with Roy Scheider and John Lithgow. I thought that was a very good movie, actually. So, I don't know. I'm just surprised they haven't tried to do sequels to those. Because, again, there were books. There was 2061, there was 3001. So, I don't know what the plot of the book is, so I don't know if this is I don't know what the plot of the book was, but I mean, Denny, I liked what he did with Blade Runner 2049, so if he was able to capture that quality, I would be curious about it. Whoops. Get away. Oh, speaking of the devil, 3001, which I guess there were 4 books, so this is the final book. The Final Odyssey. I mean, I'll be honest, I would rather have that been a double feature film back to back than Dune or other movies, but that's just me. 3001, The Final Odyssey. But, I don't know who you get to be the lead, but, yeah, I mean, if they, like, Blade Runner 2049 was a really good looking movie. If it was that good looking of a film, at least visually, it could be interesting to see. Again, I don't know the story, but simple poster, but I liked it. Action Jackson too. He's back for 2 times the fun and 2 times the action. We got, of course, Carl Weathers. Rest in peace to Mr. Carl Weathers. Looks like we got Halle Berry and I swear to God, I thought that was like Terry Hatcher. I don't know who the other person is. I probably should know, and I'm stupid enough not to know, but yeah, I'm not sure who that is, but yeah. I liked Action Jackson. It's a fun movie. Sad. I mean, it seems like that was a movie that was bound for sequels, but I guess the first film didn't make enough to warrant that or whatever, but that would have been fun to see. To have Carl Weathers have his own action franchise. And I'd say the first Action Jackson is fun. It's a fun film. Halle Berry would work very well on that, so. Carl Weathers looks good on that. Looks a bit more like James Bond. But I like that. A collection of original stories about irresistible products. So, like an anthology based on these infomercials. I actually don't mind that poster. It does bring a lot of weird nostalgic memories, because I remember some of these. I remember the knife, it could cut through everything, and the pet rock. and think he was the dumbest thing. Clap on, the clapper. The where's the ShamWow? Well, he already did his own fucking movie. Of course, the talking bass. I remember that. Those commercials. Chia pet. So I do like the insignia here, like the TV guide. I mean, if you could have some witty parody satire on it, perhaps it could be kind of fun. Automan. I never saw the TV show, but I know about it because I know the intro, and I think they used kind of effects like in Tron. But God, this would be such an awful fucking film. Number one, that concept would not work today. Number two, Kumail Nanjiani is very unfunny. Never thought he was that funny. And I think that's the point, though, is that we gotta get the DEI higher. So Kumail Nanjiani is Automan. Actually, go do that movie so that his career can be more in the gutter. Biker Mice from Mars, that's a cool poster, actually. I would see that film. I would actually see that film. That is a really cool looking poster, man. That is an awesome poster. I would see that movie. Why haven't they made that movie? I mean, if you have to do it CGI, I mean, understandable, but I would see that film, man. I would see that film. Well, you have to cast it right. If they try to do like a stupid comedy, they cast fucking Will Ferrell and someone else, Seth Rogen. Okay, no, but Vin Diesel and Jason Statham as the voices of the Biker Mice from Mars, or Brian Bosworth. The voices of Biker Mice from Mars. Vin Diesel, Brian Bosworth, and I said it, but who else? I don't know. Have to think about it. I could see that. That is a cool looking poster, though. I would. I see that movie. Black Hawk. So this is based on a comic. I never heard of the comic. See, it looks like a film that would flop. Well, I guess that's not true. Dunkirk wasn't really a flop. So, I guess, but again, never read the comic or such, but yeah, I don't know. The Bogus Kingdom. Huh. If you want to get a bit of a cheat sheet here. Unproduced screenplay written by Sly in the early 70s. A group of down-and-out performers kidnap several high-ranking movie executives and using their makeup and acting skills take over the company. Really? Acting was never this much fun. Huh, The Bogus Kingdom. That's an interesting idea. I never even knew about this screenplay written by Stallone. Down and out performers kidnap several high-ranking movie executives and pretend to be them. Huh. Interesting. I've never even heard of this idea. That would have been different, because I know he wanted to do different things. Charlie Hustle. So yeah, Pete Rose. I don't follow much of baseball, so I've heard of Pete Rose. I know he was busted for gambling and then kind of kicked out. Was he like banned and out of the Hall of Fame and such? I think. Which is probably maybe why the hustle part is there. Dennis Quaid. I would see it for Dennis Quaid. Interactive series based on the books. Choose your own adventure. Your remote controls the story. Branching choices change what you see next. You know what? I'm actually surprised this is not more of a common thing. Like you did a DVD or you did a Blu-ray, and then you kind of, as you're watching, you kind of move the movie along as you wish. They did one like was it one of the Final Destination ones, and then maybe that direct-to-video House on Haunted Hill sequel, like Choose Who Lives or Dies. I just honestly, if you do that, you just play video games like Until Dawn or those type of games. Layers of Fear, not Layers of Fear. What's that? What the hell was it now? House of Ashes, I think it was called. Was it called House of Ashes? God damn it. The one with the vampire, like the space vampire, like space vampires, but in the desert, in the. God damn it! I think, was it House of Ashes? God damn it! I can't believe I forgot the fucking name now. And I like the game. Anyway, those type of games like Until Dawn, but who knows? Maybe that'll be more of a thing nowadays. I would give that a shot. The Return of Darkman, Liam Neeson. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that. Well, I think if Liam Neeson got a call from Sam Raimi and said, let's do it, he would do it. But Sam Raimi, I don't think he'd be interested in returning to Darkman, because Darkman didn't make money. And Darkman, people liked it, but I don't think there's enough of a buzz that if you made another one, it would flop. I think it would flop. Hell, a lot of Liam Neeson films recently have flopped. I would rather have seen that than the Darkman sequels, because I don't like them. But I like the first Darkman. I would like to have seen one with Liam Neeson returning. That would have been cool. Sylvester Stallone, Deadly Reckoning. I've heard of the name sci-fi movie that took place in a domed city. I've definitely heard the name. I like that cover, though. That's a really, really cool cover. That's a really cool cover. I like the outfit he has. I like the domed city. That is really cool. Man, that would have you know what? That would have been cool to see. I would have rather seen that than his Judge Dredd or Driven or Avenging Angelo and shit. That would have been cool to see. I don't know what the plot of it was, but I would like to have seen that, man. I really would. And so I gotta move my cheat sheet down a little bit. I would love to, like, this is my favorite so far. I like this. Demolition Man 2. Stallone definitely looks a bit weird with the beard. Sandra Bullock, she looks a bit melted. Not down. I'm not gung-ho on Michael Fassbender in the movie. You know, that casting choice. I like the tagline, sometimes peace needs to be disturbed. I like the car at the bottom. I like that it has the Demolition Man font. And Stallone recently, it was GT or something, he did like an interview because of the Tulsa King that's coming out the new season, talking about some roles, and he said that Demolition Man, Tango and Cash, and Cobra are the 3 films he wished he had done sequels to, or maybe even 3 movies to. And that's kind of cool to hear. Demolition Man, I don't think needed a sequel. I think that said it all. Cobra and Tango and Cash, I would like to have seen sequels to. Demolition Man, I mean, it kind of told its story. There's no more story to tell. I had Michael Fassbender, I'm not gung-ho on. Stallone and Sandra Bullock coming back would intrigue me because I like both of them quite a bit. But yeah, I think just the Michael Fassbender stuff throws me off because I'm not really a big fan of Michael Fassbender, but Michael Footbender. Stone's Cadillac. I've heard of this. They did make a movie of this, but Sly would have played the ultimate heavy, the kingpin of Las Vegas, organized crime, and the guy who runs the Mandarin Casino, which rises high above the Strip. Kevin Bacon was set to co-star as the teacher who gets revenge on the mobster from the Stephen King script. So I wonder how close this was to getting made. I believe there was a Dolan's Cadillac made, but fuck, no one remembers it. But Kevin Bacon go up against Sylvester Stallone. I would have seen that. That would have been really cool to see. I saw you got Louis Teague, who did Cujo and Cat's Eye. I like Kevin Bacon. He reminds me a little bit when he was in Death Sentence. That would have been cool to see. That I would like to have seen that film. Stallone being a villain, other than Spy Kids 3 or Death Race 2000. I would like to have seen that. That would have been really cool. I like that poster too. That's a really good poster. Duck Hunt. I played this game a lot back in the day. I like the dog. Dog's pretty funny. I like that. And the duck's like, fuck you. That's a funny poster. I like that. Echoes. A singer goes back in time and explores different musical genres. Musical journey through time. Interesting. Not sure it'd be my kind of movie, but I like the poster. The poster definitely has a kind of a Wizard of Oz flavor to it. Bit of an adventure aspect. Sure it'd be better than that show Echo that Marvel released. Yeah, this could be cool. That could be interesting. Einstein, Sean Penn. Wow. Holy shit, it is Sean Penn. That's crazy. Yeah, that would be like Sean. I see Sean Penn's eyes, but Einstein's like face. That is crazy. Wow, that is crazy. That is very well done. Very well done. Wow. Okay. Again, that is crazy. That escape plan. If it was made in the 80s, yes, they will break out or die trying. Stallone and Arnold in their prime escape plan. You know what? If it was in the 80s and you had James Cameron or someone directing it, like after Aliens, and that was like 88, that would have been really cool. Or, 89 or I don't know. Well, 89 we got Lock Up, which I love. Tango and Cash, which I love. 80 we got Rambo 3, which I love. So I don't know where this would have been cool to see though. This would have been awesome. But there was a escape plan. Yeah, but it sucked and they were too old and they barely did anything. I'll be right here. Oh shit. Coming to probe you this summer. E.T. Eddie Torres, the extra testicle. Coming to probe you this summer. I'll be right in here. Up your ass. That finger is a vibrator. So, pull my finger. That is a film. I mean, Spielberg, the only sequels he did was Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park 2. He's not known to do a whole lot of sequels. But that is a film that you think if one would get a sequel, it'd be that because it was so popular. Sorry, I gotta lift my leg up. Sorry. But yeah, if you think a film like that, you think would have some popularity to it, the sequel would have been like demanded by the studio. But Spielberg was teen in that period, so what he said goes, and if no sequel, no sequel. So I like the render of E.T. That does look really good, though. And that's the thing. If they did one, that would be the kind of teaser poster they would have. Like, that is very reminiscent of a teaser poster they would have for a sequel. Yeah, the film Stallone was going to do with Jackie Chan. But then I've heard different things. I've heard just like, why would Stallone say no? Well, then I've heard that he couldn't do it because he had to do Creed 2. That's the last I heard was that he had to do Creed 2. Probably like a contract or something. I don't know the details. But that would, and then John Cena took over. So there is a movie called Ex Bad Dad with John Cena and Jackie. I still haven't seen it to this day. Have not seen it to this day because I fucking hate John Cena. I did not get a request for it. So, but yeah. With their age, would it have been good? I don't know. But just to see Stallone and Jackie Chan working side by side, it would have been so cool to see. Because I know they've been wanting to do a film forever. Jackie Chan got that Oscar, honorary Oscar, and there's that moment between him and Stallone. The Jackie Chan references, Tango and Cash, the beginning is a reference to Police Story. Sandra Bullock referencing Jackie Chan movies. And Demolition Man. It's just a shame they never worked together. I know he wanted Jackie for Expendables. And he's like, well, I want us to do a movie together, just the two of us. Because he wants to have like a decent role. But, yeah, that would have been cool to see. But, we'll never see that, it seems. The closest will be that fake trailer in an Alan Smithy film, Burn Hollywood Burn. Family Circus, I do remember this comic strip back in the day. I definitely do remember that. Nowadays people probably don't even know what the hell the Family Circus is, but I do remember this comic strip back in the day. So, for the years where it was popular, I'm surprised they didn't do a movie. But again, nowadays people don't even know. Some younger people probably don't even know about fucking comic strips. Family Affair, based on the TV show. I never even heard of this TV show, Family Affair. Idris Elba. Family Affair. I've never even heard of this TV show, so I'll take your word for it. Doesn't seem like my kind of movie. Ah, yes, Fatalis. This summer, Stone learned the eye of the tiger. This Christmas, he'll catch the tigers. Fatalis. Well, I think they were saber-toothed tigers. Well, yeah, you see the teeth. It's a bit saber-tooth. Stallone looks very calm to do that. But that's cool. I like that. Yeah, that was a film that there was talks of doing. I don't know the reasons as to why it never happened. But that would have been cool to see. Because I always wanted to see Stallone do like a creature feature, horror, monster, whatever the case type of movie. And this would have been one of them. Isobar was one. I can't remember the other one I talked about all the time. Yeah, it doesn't matter because it never get made anyway. It's too bad. But I like that one. That's a good one. Felix the Cat. Well, considering how movies like Tom and Jerry flopped, you damn guarantee there won't be no Felix the Cat movies. But I like that look of Felix the Cat there. I like the look of him. I remember liking the character too. I remember liking the Nintendo game, it being a pretty good Nintendo game. I'd like to play that again someday. But, yeah. But now, if they did it, it'd be like that shitty looking Woody Woodpecker movie, which I still have yet to see. but it looks like shit. But I like the look of this poster, though. That really is what the poster would be. For heaven's sake. Remake of a 1926 Harold Lloyd film. An irresponsible young millionaire falls for the daughter of a downtown minister. I never saw the Harold Lloyd film, but if it's Kevin Hart, I'd be passing on it. I'd be like, nah, Kevin Hart, no thanks. I'm not even sure what that poster's trying to invoke. He was almost going to hit the bus or something? Or, I don't know. But yeah, I never saw the original. Yeah, I may have to... This may be the only video I can record until this heals up a bit. But, yeah, I don't know anything about that. Fortnite. I have heard of the game, never played it. They definitely won't do that after that fucking abomination Eli Roth was a part of. That completely fucking flopped. Borderlands. But, I don't know, maybe they tried because Minecraft was such a big hit. I don't know. But, you know what? I just see them making this movie, to be honest, because of Minecraft. It probably would be like this poster, too. I like the big grenade and stuff. Yeah, I did hear about that. Stallone looks a bit off. But I did hear about this, about taking place on a hurricane. Brace yourself for the storm of the century. I like the font, DL Force, Tim Basinger. I like the background. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. Chuck Ferrer, who wrote Hard Target. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. The Gangster, the Cop, and the Devil. Sly was the team with Don Lee in an American remake of the South Korean thriller. A gangster survives a lethal attack by a serial killer. He forms an unlikely partnership with a cop to help track down the murderer. Huh. A dancer survives a serial killer and partners with a cop to help track down the serial killer. Isn't Don Lee the guy who did all the raping, or was that a different guy? I'm trying to remember now. Might be a different guy. There's a guy that was in one of those Bolo Yun Bloodsport ripoffs. Shoot Fighter. Or Shoot Fighter 2? If it's not him, I apologize, but I know there's a guy that's like, oh yeah, he did all this horrible stuff and he's in jail. I'm like, good. But I never heard this idea. The Dancer, the Cop, I had never heard of this idea, so that's really cool. That's really cool to hear. That would have been interesting. Would have been different. Would have been different. He should have done stuff like that, not armor and fucking alarm and all this other stupid shit. What the fuck? Oh, I remember Gigapets. I remember Gigapets. Holy shit. Let me actually scroll this down. I remember Gigapets, man. Holy shit balls. God, that was such a useless fucking toy. At least to me, not my kind of thing. Yeah, do that in a horror movie. Hans and Franz. Arnold was on one of those skits in SNL. You have to pump you up. Yeah, that is one I'm surprised they didn't do an SNL movie on. Because they did like Wayne... Like, compared to like Superstar and The Ladies Man and It's Pat, Hans and Franz would have been kind of in that realm, but they never did it. And you would have had Arnold in it as well. So I'm surprised they never did that in that day and age. Let's say it would have been good, but it would have been better, I would think, than... It would have been better than It's Pat. I know that. It probably would have been better than Superstar and The Ladies Man, I would think, with people like Dana Carvey and Kevin Nealon. High Roller, I did hear about this. Sly would play an ex-hitman in a casino when gangsters take it over. From the guy who wrote Under Siege, imagine Die Hard in a casino. An ex-hitman in a casino. This would have been cool to see. Granted, Stallone did his Die Hard type of movie with Cliffhanger, but I mean, I do like the gangsters that take over casino. Never bet against Stallone. I like that poster too. That's a really cool looking poster. That would definitely be one of my favorites of this. I like that. That would have been cool to see. I wish we could have gotten that movie. That could have been cool. That could have been cool. Maybe him and Rennie Harlan could have done that instead of fucking Driven. Johnny Bravo. Nowadays, he'd be considered too toxic of a character, but I like the Johnny Bravo cartoon. God, he looks so weird live action, though. I don't know if live action would work for him, but I do like the Johnny Bravo character. I haven't seen that in a long time, man. Journey of the Oceanauts, based on the cartoon. Oh no, this was going to be a project starring Eric Braeden, who did the Planet, produced by Arthur Jacobs, who did Planet of the Apes, but Jacobs died before they could make it. Journey of the Oceanauts. I mean, I don't know what the more of the plot would be, because you have like Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and some of those movies, so I don't know what all the plot would have been. But I like the retro look of the poster. The retro look of the poster looks really cool with the costumes and the coloring, the fading. I wonder how he does that, where it makes it look retro like that. Do you put like retro poster or a poster from the 70s or something? I wonder. But how? Same with like this and even the. Even a little bit like, I don't know. They have a different look to them, which is cool. Joust. I remember that game. That would have been that'd be an interesting movie to certain you ride overgrown ostriches. I remember that. The Kaleidoscope. One of the most famous unmade films. This is going to be directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Is this the one? Sir. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so serial killer thriller about a bodybuilder who abused and murdered women. He needed to have sex with them by the water before he killed them. 3 key locations script where he committed the assaults were a disused warship, in a dockyard, an oil refinery, and a waterfall. Huh. Kaleidoscope. Very visually interesting poster. A24, yeah, I could see them doing that. That poster, that style of a poster. Huh. I never heard of this, the unmade movie that Hitchcock was going to do. Huh. Interesting. It would depend on like who he would cast and stuff, but that could have been interesting. Teen Conan. God, look how old Arnold is. Even that picture, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. Yeah, I never liked the idea of a Teen Conan movie. Never thought the Teen Conan movie was a good idea. Sorry for all the movement, folks. Yeah, never thought it was a good idea. So glad it was never made, to be honest. But cool poster. Little America. In an apocalyptic future, Sly would have played an ex-Army Ranger hired by an Asian billionaire to find his daughter. Huh. Interesting. Is this like an original idea, or was that a project that could have been made. I like that poster. Like if someone said, "Hey, here's a poster for a Stallone film," I'd be like, "I'd see that movie. I see that movie." Done today? No, because they were cheaping out. In the '90s or even 2000s, perhaps. Even like between or after Rambo, like between Rambo 4 and Expendables, or after Expendables, I'd see that. Maddie's eyes. Unproduced screenplay written by Sly. The story of a criminal who falls in love with a blind woman. Well, again, Stallone wanted to do different things. I like Demi Moore. I don't think Stallone and Demi Moore ever worked together. That could be interesting. I don't know why it reminds me of that movie At First Sight with Val Kilmer. He didn't play a criminal, but just the whole blind thing. Not the type of movie I'd be 100% gun-ho to see. But for the two actors, and I liked them, I'd give it at least one look. Max Headroom, on air, offline. That's a character I'm surprised no one has tried to reboot. In some way, shape, or form, just out of like this 80s nostalgia. Matt's Headroom. I like the poster. I think that poster is simple but very effective. Like the color scheme in the back. Megan 3.0. No. 2 was enough. 1 was enough. And 2 was such a big fucking bomb, I don't think we have to worry about a third one anytime soon. Thank God. Fuck Megan. Missile Command. That's a cool looking poster. You know what? That would be like one of those VHS posters where it would sell you the movie, and then the movie's nothing like this. It's not as cool as this. You know that, like, look up the poster to Robot Holocaust. It's a cool looking like the VHS cover of Robot Holocaust is so cool. Movie's nothing like that. So I mean, I just see this be that, and it's a really, I mean, whoa. Then you watch it, then it's just a bunch of people talking for like 40 minutes, and then you may see like one explosion, but it gives me a little bit of War Games, the poster as well, War Games flavor, which I like. But I remember the game. I remember liking the game. I wasn't good at it, but I remember liking it. So, so we got No Rest for the Wicked. One Witness, No Alibi. Stallone definitely looks different in that. It looks very Spanish. It's like Stallone mixed with Edward James Olmos. Would have been a remake of an award-winning film in Spain. Sly would have played a burnt-out cop, Santos. Sly playing Spanish? Who visits a lonely nightclub for a last drink. After a seemingly trivial incident with the owner, he ends up shooting him, his bodyguard, and a waitress in a fit of rage. Only one witness escapes with his life. Santos destroys all evidence linking him to the shooting and tries to track down the witness. In the process, he uncovers an Islamic cell planning a terrorist attack. So he murdered a couple people. He's going to kill his witness, but then there's an Islamic cell. What? That felt like a weird turn. But I guess there was a movie made that has that plot, so... I don't know if I could buy Stallone playing a Spaniard. So, but the plot would be different. I'll give you that. It would have been a different type of plot. Different type of role for Stallone. I would have been curious to see how he played it off. No Safe Haven. What? Angela Lansbury. Sly would have played a disgraced ex-Marine visiting his mother on Martha's Vineyard. A militia takes control of the island in an effort to kidnap the president, and the complicated matters a hurricane rages. So it's like Gale Force meets Stop Him, My Mom Will Shoot meets something else. disgraced ex-Marine visiting his mom. And Sly bows a militia led by Steven. Well, Steven Seagal, we all know he never would play a villain unless fucking machete. But Angela Lansbury, you know what? I would see this film. Fuck it. I would see this film. Stallone versus Seagal. Seagal would never have it. But if he could get his ego out the door with his fat ass, I would like to have seen this film. This could be like a cool, fun movie. I'd see it. Compared to Bat Trace and fucking... I don't know if... When I was talking about Stallone, did I say accidentally Skip Trace? Skip Trace is a Jackie Chan film. I like Skip Trace. I meant to say Bat Trace. But yeah, Bat Trace and Alarum and Armor, like that shit. This I would rather see. That'd be pretty... Oh my god. Dwayne Johnson. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. With the same makeup guy who did the Smashing Machine. Pals. Unproduced screenplay by Sly, described as a younger version of The Odd Couple. Gotta fake it to make it. Stallone and Robert De Niro. So Sly wrote this screenplay? Huh. Now, when he wrote the screenplay, did he think of him and Robert De Niro? Huh. Never heard of this screenplay that was unproduced. That's interesting. But again, Stallone wanted to... That's what I've always felt about Stallone. He was an actor first. He wanted to be Robert De Niro, Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. Those are the type of movies and roles he wanted to do. And I think for years he was fighting that and he wanted it, but he found success after Rocky, which was dramatic, but doing action films. And that's what he became known for. And I think for a while he was fighting that because he wanted to do films like this, and like he always wanted to do that Poe movie. But I think nowadays he seems a bit kind of relaxed and, hey, I did what I did and it's all fine, that type of thing. R is for Rocket, based on the Bradbury short story collection. I never read the short story. Cool poster though, simple but effective. Rendezvous with Rama I've heard of. I've heard the title. Morgan Freeman, The Journey into the Unknown Awaits. Seems a bit reminiscent of 2001: A Space Odyssey, or maybe a bit of Contact. I mean, with a guy like Morgan Freeman, like that capable of an actor during that time period they wanted to do it, I think that would have been cool to see. Nowadays, it'd be reminiscent of probably like Interstellar and some other movies, but that would have been cool. I like that poster, though. I do like that poster. I think that poster is definitely mysterious. Gives a bit of like, what's that about, What's beyond that? Roblox. Heard of the game, never played it, but that's a fun poster. I just see them making a poster like that. Honestly could. Robopocalypse, I've heard of this book. Very Terminator looking. But yeah, I didn't remember that Spielberg wanted to do this at one point, but yeah, maybe even he knew it would maybe seem too much like Terminator. I mean, it definitely looks like Terminator there with that. Sad Blues, what? Unproduced screenplay from the 70s. A tragic love story about a pop singer with a life-threatening condition that requires that he eat bananas every day. What? A tragic love story about a pop singer with a life-threatening condition that requires that he eat bananas every day. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sly. I can see why this was unproduced. That just sounds like a stupid fucking story. And then Sad Blues. That's a funny fucking, like, a banana in the tailpipe? This banana ain't going in my tailpipe, is it? Hey man, I ain't having no banana in no tailpipe. Yeah, I think you dodged a bullet on that, Sly. I'll say that. Scarecrow and Mrs. Teen, based on a TV show. Never saw the show. This seems like something that they could do for like streaming. Like this is like one of those streaming shows that lasts like a season. Like didn't they do like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith show lasted a season or so? The Scoundrel, remake of 1935 film. Ruthlessly cynical, hated publisher is killed in a plane crash, doomed to be a restless spirit for being unloved. Heavenly power gives him a month on Earth to find one person to be sympathetic to him before his fate is sealed. Tom Hiddleston's not a bad actor. I mean, never saw the original 30s film. Who knows? I don't mind the poster. The poster has a nice look to it. God damn it, keep pressing the wrong fucking button. Sergeant Rock, yeah, Arnold. There was talks of Arnold starring in a Sergeant Rock film. I remember those talks. Because I vaguely remember the comic. And it seemed like a natural fit, but it never came about. I don't know how many people remember the Sergeant Rock comic book. Nowadays, if they try to do the people go, who the fuck's Sergeant Rock? But I remember Sergeant Rock. Back in the day, that could have been fun to see. Short Circuit 3. I like the look of Johnny Five in that. Number 5 is alive and will. I mean, I'm a fan of the Short Circuit 1 and 2. And I love the Johnny Five character. And there's that part of me that if you got the voice actor who voiced him, there's that childhood part of me that would love to see the character come back. But man, I can imagine they throw so many fucking political bullshit about pronouns. And my pronouns is whatever the hell Johnny Five. I mean, I just imagine what they would do nowadays. So maybe it's for the better. But, you know, the second one didn't do that well. In the later 90s, would have been cool to see a third one, but I mean, I like the first two. I think they're great. So, in the late 90s, I would love to have seen a third one, but sadly, never came about. But I like the look of Johnny Five, and that's really cool. Unproduced screenplay by Stallone? Really? Hasidic Jews in the Wild West. Sly, I love you, Sly, but sometimes these ideas are unproduced for a reason. This sounds as bad as that fucking Dustin Hoffman, Warren Beatty bid flop, Heaven's Gate. I'm not talking about the call. No, not Heaven's Gate. That's a different fucking movie. Oh, what's the... That's a totally different film. That's from the man who did The Deer Hunter. What the fuck were the film they did? Ishtar. See, I'm so bad I want to get into the cult Heaven's Gate. Jumped ahead of myself. Yeah, Ishtar. This sounds as bad as Ishtar. So, I mean, Elliot Gould and Mel Brooks, I think they could do what they could do, but I don't know. That seems like a really bad fucking idea. Robert Pattinson's Ted, really? Ted Williams. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about Ted Williams because I don't know much about baseball, so there you go. Loved, loathed, legend. I know nothing about who the fuck Ted Williams is, so I like that. It looks like a baseball card. I like that. Yes, Star Fox, the movie. Why do we not have a Star Fox movie? And that looks beautiful. If you did a Star Fox movie and the characters looked like that, and you take an ode from Top Gun, man, that could be cool. Like really cool, intense, fun space fighter sequences with the feel of Top Gun. That could be cool. This seems like a prim and proper property to make into a fucking film. And they don't do it. I don't understand it. It's like right there, having it be an animated film, 3D animated film, doesn't have to be live action. And why don't they do it? They want to do all these Nintendo, Super Mario. There you go. It's right fucking there. It's right fucking there. That is my favorite poster so far. My favorite fucking poster in this batch so far. SWAT Cats. I've heard of the show. I never saw the show. I think one of the voices was Rob Paulson, I believe, who was Raphael, voice of Raphael in the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon. I've heard SWAT. I know my friend Mike OCP is a fan. So I've seen clips of them. That is a cool looking interpretation of them. SWAT Cats. Like, if that was the thing, and they got, good voice actors, not just, here's this famous person, because they think that's going to sell it, I'd give it a shot. The Talisman, based on a book by Stephen King. I vaguely have heard the Stephen King novel. Has Spielberg done a movie based on Stephen King? Not that I can think of. That'd be an interesting combination, although Stephen King's a nutcase nowadays. Tango and Cash 2, that's really cool. New City, same attitude. I like that. That is cool. That I would love to have seen. I wish we could have had that movie. I really do. I wish we could have had that fucking film. That would have been cool to see, man. It really would have. It really would have. That would have been nice to see, man. Triplets. Which I know at one point they wanted Eddie Murphy. So I don't know, there was a point where they wanted Tracy Morgan. But yeah, it was going to be Arnold, Dan DeVito, and Eddie Murphy as triplets. And thankfully, that idea never happened because it would have been fucking awful. But yeah, I know for the longest time it's like, hey, triplets, and wow, we had another brother and he's black. And it's like, no one's asking for a sequel. Twins is a good movie. No one's asking for a fucking sequel to it. But if they had done a sequel, they probably would have tried to get Eddie Murphy, and it would have been like this poster. I'm sure it would have been. With the way they're standing and stuff. Although, I mean, something about this doesn't look quite like Danny DeVito. I don't know what it is. Whammy. Based on the characters who appear in the Press Your Luck game show. Huh. Oh, I vaguely remember the Press Your Luck show. Okay. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Obscure, but interesting. The Yellow Handkerchief. Sly was set to star in a love story that was the basis of the Tony Orlando and Dawn song, Tie a Yellow Ribbon. I never heard of this. So, I'm sure Stallone would love to have had that happen, but, it is what it is. Ziddy? I never heard the comic strip Ziddy. Well, I probably did, but it's been a long time. Tron, reboot. I can't really go to interactive. I guess I could try. It's kind of hard to do this interactive. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. That's interesting. Huh. That's interesting. That's cool. Reboot of the series. Well, they did with Tron Ares, and that was a fucking bomb. That's cool. I appreciate that. That may be my favorite. That's my favorite. Yeah, I need. You know what? I shaved my beard. I sure kept it because it looks better with the beard, man. But man, I like that. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. That's my favorite. That is so cool. Sometimes you have to break the law to protect it. That is awesome. That is fantastic. By Manly Studios, exactly. Manly. Fucking Manly, exactly. Only big dicks allowed. But thank you, man. That's really kind of you to do that. That's really generous of you. Thank you so much, man. And this was fun. This was fun to do. I apologize for all the moving around and shaking of the camera. This is probably the only video I record today, but this took my mind off the stuff. This was a lot of fun to do. And let me stop it here. That was really cool. I love doing these type of reactions. Just fun to see what happens next, what is shown next, what creativity we got going. And stuff like that is very humbling and very kind of you. So thank you so much, man. I truly appreciate that. That's really cool of you. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.